Hello and welcome into the Main Street Media TV High School Football Preview Show. It's the playoffs edition. That's right, we have reached the state playoffs, and there are teams from Main Street Media newspapers, coverage areas all across Middle Tennessee that are getting ready to tee it up for the second season, Friday night. That's right, the playoffs. Did your team make the playoffs? What kind of matchups do they have? Are they at home? Are they on the road? We're going to answer all those questions for you with sports editors and sports reporters from our Main Street Media of Tennessee newspapers. These guys are on the sidelines covering your favorite teams every single week, and the playoffs are no different. Make sure you pick up a copy of your local newspaper each week to read the stories and see the photos from your team's games. And Tuesday, these same sports editors and same sports reporters will come back together for the wrap-up from all of Friday's action. Well, let's get this week started with a look at who's playing over in East Middle Tennessee.
Hey everybody, this is David Wilson, East and Middle Tennessee Regional Sports Editor for Main Street Preps. Here to give you a quick preview of all the Week 1 playoff football games across Wilson and Rutherford County this week. We'll start things off in Wilson County, where there is some overlap with Rutherford County. We'll start things off in Class 6A, where the Green Hill Hawks, who are your region champions out of Region 3 6A, will host the 4th seed out of Region 3 6A, the Smyrna Bulldogs, on Friday night, as of right now with weather pending, at the Hawks Nest on the hill in Mount Juliet. Green Hill 8-2 in their season, hosting Smyrna 5-5. If you're looking for some historical note in this one and a great storyline, Josh Crouch, the head coach of the Hawks, a former alum of Smyrna from 2007, he will look to get Green Hill's first ever win in Class 6A in the playoffs this year. Green Hill has been the higher seed each of the past 2 seasons in 6A against a Rutherford County school, first against Riverdale in 2023, then last year, 2024, against Blackman, but has not found a victory and to start its playoff season. Staying in Class 6A, this is the Friday Night Rivals game of the week that will be on MyTV 30, once again pending due to weather. On Friday, it is the Riverdale Warriors, who are 7-3 on their season, fresh off a loss to Oakland last week in the Battle of Murfreesboro. They will travel to Lebanon and take on Lebanon, who is 8-2 on their season. These two teams have met twice in the past in the playoffs, once in the first round and once in the second round. Both of those victories went to the Blue Devils, who will look to make it 3 in a row and advance to the second round of the playoffs. Really good matchup. Lebanon looking to bounce back as well from a loss last week to Cookeville on senior night on its home field. In Class 3A, Watertown, we told you last week, entered the week trying to get a home playoff game. That did not come to case. They lost to Forest last week by 7. And virtue of a Giles County win over Sequatchie County, Watertown fell all the way to the number 4 seed in Region 4 3A. And now they get the opportunity to go on the road to face Tyner Academy, who's the number 1 seed in a 9-1 ball club and one of the state favorites to make to the state championship game. So a 4-versus-1 matchup for Watertown and a tough challenge as they head to Chattanooga. Final matchup in Wilson County. Friendship Christian lost last weekend to Nashville Christian in the winner-take-all Middle Region Championship game in Division II Single A. They are the 2 seed out of the Middle Region, and they will host the 4 seed from West Tennessee, Tipton Rosemark, on Friday night, as of right now, at Purtle Field. Friendship Christian, it is 8-2 on their season. They will host Tipton Rosemark, who is 4-6. The winner will go advance to the second round of the playoffs and face PCA next week at Floyd Stadium at MTSU. Dipping down to Rutherford County really quickly as we round things out. On the non-overlap games with Wilson County, Oakland, the number 1 seed out of Region 3 6A, they will host the 4 seed out of 4 6A, Cookeville, on Friday night in Mount Juliet. Blackman, the number 2 seed and the region runner-up in 3 6A, they will host 3rd-seeded Gallatin, also in Mount Juliet as well. Eagleville, the number 3 seed in Class 1A out of their region, they will travel to McEwen on Friday night, who's the number 2 seed in their respective region. PCA, once again, they get a bye to the second round. They will once again face the winner of Tipton Rosemark and Friendship Christian in the second round at Floyd Stadium at MTSU. And then Middle Tennessee Christian, who lost to PCA last week in the winner-take-all region championship game in the East region in Division II Single A, they will host Chattanooga Grace on Friday night at MTCS. Looking forward to talking to you guys on the wrap-up next week. Hope you have a great week and stay safe in this weather.
Now let's jump over to see which teams made the playoffs in North Central Middle Tennessee.
Impending weather has made for a wild first round playoff schedule in the North Central region of Main Street Preps. I'm sports editor Blaine Kellar here to give you the games on the schedule in Sumner County, as well as what we plan to have coverage of in Davidson and Williamson counties. Lots of crossover here and lots of changes still incoming as we record this on Tuesday night. A few schools have already changed their games from Friday to Thursday, some going later than a typical 7 p.m. start. Got to keep your head on a swivel when it comes to playoff time. That's never been truer than it is now. You can catch all of this content on MainStreetPreps.com, as well as in print, the Gallatin News, Hendersonville Standard, Portland Sun, and Main Street Nashville. Starting in Sumner, as we typically do, the Beach Buccaneers take their one-loss record and high-powered offense into a first-round matchup against James Lawson. Beach has been a bit short-handed, losing a couple of key pieces, including running back Shelton Swafford and offensive tackle Jack Fuchs recently, but it hasn't stopped them from scoring in bunches, continuing that a week ago with Jeremy Laster's 3 touchdowns against Hendersonville in the Battle for Drakes Creek rivalry. Beach will host in the first round of the playoffs. A few more teams from Sumner County will too, including Westmoreland. It's the number 2 seed taking on Camden Central. The Lions, a favorable first round opponent for Westmoreland and a chance to set up a date against Westview and quarterback Graham Simpson moving forward in that Class 3A bracket. Also in the Sumner County area, hosting games, another Thursday night contest will be Station Camp. The Bison rose all the way to second place in Region 6-5A. They take on Centennial, quarterback Mitchell Grandjean, and wide receiver Malachi Steele on Thursday night. That's a Thursday night game at Art Crook Stadium. Colton Overby recently minted as the all-time and single-season passing leader for Station Camp. He's the third area quarterback to reach that feat in the last 2 years. Going to run you through these other road games. Time and date on some TBD, still sticking with Friday night. Some may be moved to Thursday by the time we go live here. To finish out Region 6 5A, Hendersonville is the number 4 seed, travels to 4-time defending state runner-up Page. In Portland, which struggled through the end of the regular season, looks for a rebound, facing a Nolensville team that is finding its footing at just the right time. In Class 6A, Gallatin will kick off at 7:30 p.m. Thursday against Blackman on the road in Murfreesboro. The Green Wave will be without quarterback Kayshawn Barksdale, who is in the concussion protocol. Riley Ridings, the senior QB, who was the backup to Jackson Straub at the midway point of the season, will be the starter. It's the third quarterback this year for Gallatin. Really unfortunate stretch there after Jackson Straub broke his tibia. Kayshawn Barksdale now in the concussion protocol. Riley Ridings set to step up against Blackman. In 4A, White House heads on the road to take on Spring Hill. First-year coach Adley Pond looking for a playoff win after leading the Blue Devils back to the postseason. Liberty Creek takes on defending Mr. Football winner Tyler Thompson in Marshall County on the road as well. Other games that we have not yet mentioned, just the one in Sumner County. JP2 and first-year coach Rock Batten heading to take on the TSSAA's all-time wins leader in football, Gary Rankin and Boyd Buchanan, the undefeated Buccaneers in the first round, a tall task for JP2 and the Knights to start the Division II AA postseason. Just a few games outside of that Nashville, Williamson, Sumner crossover that I mentioned that we will have coverage of for Main Street Nashville, as well as our Davidson and Williamson sides of Main Street Preps. CPA and Lipscomb Academy will play a fun first round matchup in D2 AAA. The Mustangs and Lions meet after facing off a few times for the D2 AA championship a few years ago when Trent Dilfer was still coach of Lipscomb Academy. Ingle Martin and the Lions have struggled this year, but have a chance to pick up a big road win. Lipscomb Academy had its share of issues as well, with a few transfers coming in, few transfers coming out. Still hosting a playoff game through all of that. CPA's no slouch, though, despite its record. FRA takes on Lakeway Christian in the first round. We also hope to give you coverage of Good Pasture. The Cougars are favored at home against Christian Academy of Knoxville. Could be a big win for the Cougars and Coach Tyler Turner. It wraps up the games to come, weather permitting, in Davidson, Williamson, and Sumner counties. Again, catch us on MainStreetPreps.com, as well as the Gallatin News, Hendersonville Standard, Portland Sun, and Main Street Nashville.
All right, we got a great start to this week's show, guys, and we are just getting started. There's a lot more action coming up for your local teams this week. Let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
He shoots, and he scores!
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
All right, welcome back. Southern Middle Tennessee sent several teams to the playoffs this year. How about we take a look at those matchups?
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton. We are getting ready to get the playoffs started this week, and apparently we're going to get some weather on Friday because most of our games down here are Thursday night. We've got one game that isn't actually being played at all. Probably heard Chattanooga Central in Class 3A opted to forfeit its opening round matchup at Giles County this weekend. So the Bobcats getting a forfeit, getting a bye this week. And Coach O'Connor hoping that that doesn't stop their momentum because Giles County's won their last 6 coming into the playoffs. 7-3, the Region 4 3A champions, but they will be off this weekend. They will play the winner of Pigeon Forge and McMinn Central next week in the second round of the Class 3A playoffs. But Giles County off this opening weekend. Most of our other games, again, are on Thursday night. Let's start with Collinwood going to Region 5 1A champion Richland. The Raiders winning back-to-back region titles. They've got the Collinwood Trojans coming to town on Thursday night. Collinwood coming in at 3-7. And the number 4 seed, again, Richland, 8-2. Two-time region champions now are the Raiders, and they will play the winner of Memphis Westwood and South Fulton in the second week. In Class 2A, you've got a matchup at number 2 seed Mount Pleasant as number 3 East Hickman comes back to Mount Pleasant. I say back because Mount Pleasant defeated the Eagles 36-6 3 weeks ago, back in week 9. So we got a rematch already here in the opening round. The winner of this East Hickman Mount Pleasant game will play the winner of Mace out of Memphis and Milan. East Hickman coming in at 4-6 overall. The Tigers 8-2, and again the Region 5 2A runner-up. In Class 4A, we've got a couple of teams in action. Again, both of them on Thursday night, as Battle Creek will go to Pearl Cone. The Grizzlies, in their first year of varsity play, making their first postseason appearance. 4-6, they're the number 4 seed out of Region 5 4A. They will go to Region 6 4A, number 1, Pearl Cone. The Firebirds 6-4. But they've won their last 6 after opening the season with losses to Montgomeryville Academy, Christ Presbyterian Academy, Battleground Academy, and Oakland. Again, they've won 6 since then. So Battle Creek got a tough challenge as they go into Nashville, taking on the perennial state title contending Pearl Cone. The winner of this matchup will get the winner of Memphis Kirby and Crockett County next week in Region 4 second round action. Our other 4A team, Spring Hill, will host White House on Thursday night. The Blue Devils 4 and 6, the number 3 seed out of Region 6 4A. Again, Spring Hill 4 and 5, the number 2 seed out of Region 5 4A. This winner matches up with the winner of Millington and South Gibson. Spring Hill making their first playoff appearance since 2020 and hosting their first playoff game since 2009. So the Raiders, and they had some news earlier this week. Josh Taylor, who had served as interim coach through the regular season, had the interim tag taken off earlier this week. So again, congratulations to him and good luck to the Raiders as they take on White House in opening round action on Thursday night in Class 4A. In Class 5A, another Thursday night game has East Hamilton coming up from Chattanooga taking on Region 4 5A champion Columbia Central. The Lions coming in at 6 and 3. They won their last 4. East Hamilton 8 and 2, the number 4 seed out of Region 3 5A. The winner of this one matches up with David Crockett and Knoxville Central. And Columbia Central, with that win last week down at Tullahoma to secure this home game, is their first league championship since 2012. That year, the Lions advanced to the state finals. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Another 5A game has Lawrence County going over to Ray County. Ray County is the number 1 seed in Region 3 5A. Lawrence County is the number 4 seed out of Region 4 5A. The Wildcats heading on the road to Dayton. They are 7 and 3. Ray County is 9 and 1 on the season. This winner will play the winner of Knoxville Halls and Tennessee High School out of Bristol. Our only Friday game at this point is Independence playing at Clarksville. The host Wildcats 8 and 2. Region champs. Independence is the number 4 seed out of Region 6 6A. They are 4 and 5 on the year. This winner will play the winner of Whitehaven and Bartlett out of Memphis. So those are our matchups to open playoff action this week. Again, most of them on Thursday nights. So pay attention early on, y'all. I'm Maurice Patton. We'll see y'all next week.
We are ready now to check on the matchups for our teams in Northwest Middle Tennessee.
Hello everybody, this is Calvin White, Northwest Regional Sports Editor for Main Street Preps, here to give you a quick preview of all of the first round playoff action in Montgomery, Robertson, and Houston County. We're going to start in Montgomery County. Clarksville High is hosting Independence. Clarksville comes in 8 and 2. They ended the regular season on an 8-game winning streak. After starting 0 and 2, Independence comes in at 4 and 5. Kirkwood is hosting Brighton out of Memphis. With a win, Kirkwood will get its first playoff win in school history, and if either Clarksville or Kirkwood win, they will become the first Montgomery County team to win a postseason game since 2022. Rossview travels to Brentwood. Brentwood comes in at 6 and 4. They finished runner-up in their region to undefeated Ravenwood. Rossview enters the postseason at 4 and 6. Kenwood travels to Munford. Munford 9 and 1 coming into this matchup. Their lone loss coming to Memphis Central in the regular season finale. Kenwood, in the middle of its best season since 2015, they come in at 6 and 4. The Knights making their first playoff appearance since 2021. Springfield is hosting Creekwood over in Robertson County. This game has been moved to Thursday. Springfield enters the postseason 9 and 1, looking to make another deep postseason run after last year's Class 5A semifinal appearance. East Robertson is hosting Decatur County Riverside. These two teams met 2 years ago in the Class 2A state title game. Riverside came out on top in that one by just a single score. East Robertson looking to get a little bit of revenge after their 10 and 0 regular season. White House Heritage is hosting Sycamore in the first round of the Class 3A playoffs. This game has also been moved to Thursday due to weather. Sycamore beat the Patriots 2 weeks ago in the regular season, so White House Heritage looking to get a little bit of get back on Sycamore. White House travels to Spring Hill. White House and first-year head coach Atlee Pond enter the postseason at 4-6. Whitwell travels to Joe Burns. Whitwell has dominated the series against the Red Devils. Over the last 5 or 6 years, they beat Joe Burns just 2 weeks ago in the regular season by 8 points. Innovation Academy travels to Sale Creek. Sale Creek comes in at 9-1. Innovation Academy comes in at 2-8. Sale Creek's lone loss came in a 56-0 loss to Class Single A Power South Pittsburgh. And over in Houston County, to wrap it up, the Fighting Irish travel to Lewis County. Lewis County beat Houston County early in the regular season by double digits. The Fighting Irish look to upset Lewis County in the first round and advance to the second round. As always, that'll do it for all of our first round playoff coverage. I'm Calvin White. I'll talk to you again soon.
We're moving right along, but let's stop for another word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
It's time now to hop over to West Middle Tennessee.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here. I'm your sports editor over in Hickman County, Dixon County, and Cheatham County, and it's time for a preview of high school football playoffs, Week 1 edition, opening round edition. It is set to be a fun couple of nights here across the TSSAA landscape, and excited to bring you guys a preview of what's ahead. Casey has already told you a little bit about, or will tell you a little bit about, our schools down in Hickman County and in Dixon County as they get prepped for their individual playoff matchups. I'm going to tackle our squad out of Cheatham County, and what a season it has been thus far for head coach Josh Harrison and the Sycamore War Eagles. They come in with a 6-4 record, and they will meet White House Heritage with a 7-3 overall record in the first round of the Class 3A state playoffs. Sycamore's had an up-and-down regular season. We've talked about it at length. They have lost some absolute heartbreakers along the way, with many of their 4 losses coming by 1 score or less. But they did notch a key non-region victory just a couple of weeks ago versus this very same White House Heritage Ball Club, as they knocked off the Patriots 13-10 in overtime in October. And that kind of maybe gives the Eagles a little boost, head coach Harrison's squad a little boost. We know that Hicks Hunter is going to run the ball very well. We know that Cody Scalf is going to be able to throw the ball downfield. The question is, can Sycamore come up with the stops on defense? They come into this contest averaging 31.5 points offensively, but they're yielding around 21 points a game on the defensive side of the ball. So a key matchup there as they look to slow down the Patriots and their offense. 18.6 is the official number for the Patriots and head coach Scott Murray in terms of their offensive production. They yield about 11.2 points a ball game coming in. So the defense statistically favors White House Heritage. You got a little bit of the revenge factor going on after that non-region game I told you guys about a couple weeks ago in Pleasant View. All of that, however, shapes up for what should be an outstanding 3A matchup tonight. This is the 4-seed War Eagles taking on the 1-seed Patriots. This is about as evenly matched as you will see in terms of a 4 and a 1, regardless of classification across the state of Tennessee. So looking forward to a great ball game tonight. It is being played tonight on Thursday. A lot of schools, almost half of the TSSAA high school football schedule has been moved to Thursday in an effort to avoid the rain that's expected on Friday night. So looking forward to being on hand for this one. Going to make the drive up to Robertson County and cover that one. So in addition to the Cheatham County Exchange, you can also look for words on the Robertson County Connection side of things as well. We'll also be shooting some photography for all of our folks to read about and check out online. Speaking of online, if you missed any of this and you want to check out more, whether it's Sycamore, whether it's White House Heritage, whether it's anybody across the state of Tennessee in terms of high school football, visit us online at mainstreetpreps.com. For now, Wade Neely signing out, and we'll see you next time.
And we'll finish up with more playoff football action from West Middle Tennessee.
Hi, my name is Casey Patrick. I'm a sports reporter for the Dixon Post, Cheatham County Exchange, and the Hickman County Times. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of some of the games that we've got coming up for week 1 of playoff football. Over in Dixon, both Dixon teams are in the playoffs. Creekwood is on the road at Springfield. Dixon County is on the road at Memphis Central. Going to be a long ride for the Cougars. Sycamore just played White House Heritage. This is for Cheatham, the Cheatham paper. Sycamore just played White House Heritage a few weeks ago. They've got them again here in week 1 of the playoffs. They're at White House Heritage. And East Hickman, the last county for me, East Hickman is on the road at Mount Pleasant. Of course, they just played them a few weeks ago as well. So that's week 1, all the playoff teams in my coverage area. Y'all have a good evening.
I hope you can feel the excitement in the air as these teams from across the mid-state seek to fill their goal of raising that gold ball in December. If you live in Middle Tennessee, the chances are pretty good that Main Street Media of Tennessee has a newspaper that covers your team and your community as well. To find out, you can go to mainstreetmediatn.com, and if you find your community's newspaper, maybe consider signing up for a subscription, or you can always find them at newsstands across your county. Good luck to all our teams this week. We'll see you Tuesday with the wrap-up show. Thank you for joining us this week for the High School Football Preview Show, Playoffs Edition, from Main Street Media TV.